Hey, it's a brand new day. Welcome to today's Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, your host, and I'm glad you're here today. Thank you for being here. I hope your day has been blessed and well, whether it's just starting, whether you're listening to it at the end of the day, middle of the day, whatever it is, you're in the right place. This is the Rundown with Ramon, where we do one thing and one thing alone. We want you to live your best life or start or grow your business. So welcome aboard. Today, we're going to talk about a few things. One is definitely going to be American firms are switching up CEOs at a record clip. And as always, what does this mean for you? What lessons can we learn? Apple Video Podcasts rollout challenges, YouTube, Spotify. Apple is getting more into video podcasting. We're going to touch on this, and this is an important issue and how it affects your business. And the flagship topic of the day today is from Guy Raz. He talks about how built the 2 days a day lesson, a tongue twister lesson that built Taylor guitars. So we're going to talk on that and really 5 ways to build a great company. Glad you're here today. Today is a brand new episode of the Rundown with Ramon. I'm excited to be here today. I don't know why. I just love doing this show. I love the engagement, love being with people, love sharing knowledge, love going live, and I hope you're enjoying it too. So welcome to a brand new day, the Rundown with Ramon. Ayana, glad you're here today. Ayana from the musical web. Ayana, it's an honor and a pleasure that I get to spend 25 minutes with you today on the Rundown with Ramon show. So thank you for showing up. Thanks for being here as we start a brand new show right now. All right. And whether you're hearing us live or you're hearing us on demand in the replay, as it were, we're glad you're here today. This is going to be a powerful segment. So let me not waste any time. Let me jump right in. And before I do that, I want to give a shout out to my wife. My wife is traveling with our niece. And before she left, she made so much food for me. Does it mean I can't go to a restaurant? Of course I can. Mean I can't whip up some oodles and noodles? Of course I can. Does that mean I can't make some bacon and eggs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Of course I can. But she saw need. She showed love. She made me some spaghetti with meatballs and pasta. I love her spaghetti sauce. She made me some potatoes. She made me some green beans. She made me some barbecue chicken wings. She made me some Caribbean chicken soup. And something else she made as well. So I have a whole refrigerator stocked full of fresh, amazing food. She made me some banana bread so I can have a slice of my favorite banana bread every single morning with a cup of Cafe Bustelo. So shout out to all the wives. Shout out to all the husbands who show their love to their spouses in the ways they can. And her way of showing love is making some beautiful, healthy meal for her love. And that's me. So thank you, shouting her out. So listen, it's a brand new day. Today's a Rundown with Ramon. And I want you to think about how you can do better in business. I want you to think about how the big companies of the day today, they have the money, they have the innovation to do what they're doing and what you can learn from that. That is what we do on the Rundown with Ramon. We take the headlines of the day, share the headlines of the day, but not just for the sake of the headlines, how it applies to your business. And we have a flagship topic that we go through as well that directly applies to your business. So that's what we're going to get into today, and I'm glad you're here. Alexandria Nicole, glad you're here today. Let's do it, Alexandra. I see you. I saw Breakfast Club, but I'm thinking, you know what? I really am enjoying this, Alexandra. I've done this show for hundreds and hundreds of episodes. I mean, I've been doing content for a while now, but I've done this version of the show for 2-3 years. I don't remember. I did it for a whole year in 2024 for USA Today, and then I kept doing it in 2025. So it's been about 2 years maybe that this version of it, and I love doing it solo as the anchor Charlemagne the God type version. But I was thinking, Alexandra, man, if I had somebody else anchor with me, or even 2 or 3 people, it'd be interesting. Now, the challenge isn't doing that. I'm shouting out to everybody, but I hit up Alexandria is consistency. Can everybody do it all the time? And again, we'd have to schedule it for the week by week because I may not be here all the time, one. Number 2, does everybody have the right equipment? Do they have a good mic and things of this nature? Some people just have headphones. Do they have a good background? Is it just a phone? Do they have a nice full setup that they can come up proper on it? That's number 2. And then 3, do they vibe well? Some people, and I'm not saying you, Alexandria, I'm talking to all here when you're co-hosting, like I'll throw something at them. I'll say, hey, isn't coffee good? Oh, I know he's going to talk to me about coffee. And they can't just throw back. You got to just be able to talk about anything, anytime, anywhere. So that's what I'm thinking, Alexandria. And let's see. And it may not be the best thing. Maybe the Rundown with Ramon show should be just like this. But I don't know. It's extended to a full hour, maybe. It could be something with that, something interesting. Or maybe it's not every day even. Maybe it's just a special segment of the show that we test. So that's what I'm thinking about. Thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it. Doris is here. Good day to you. Good day to you, Doris. Glad you're here on today's Rundown with Ramon. Another thing I thought is having a call-in component, where I hook my phone to the stream here. People can call me and you can hear their voice live on audio and they can jump in. Or maybe another component is I do this on Clubhouse, because then people can chime in and we can get that live audio and hear what they're saying directly there. So those are some things I'm thinking, but let me move on to today's episode. Ding, 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 ding. News headline of the day today, straight from LinkedIn. American firms are switching up CEOs at a record clip. American companies are swapping out CEOs at a record rate. Of the nation's 1,500 largest publicly traded firms, about 1 in 9 got a new chief executive last year, the highest rate since at least 2010. Plus, over the last year, the average age of an incoming CEO slid from almost 56 to 54, and more than 80% of the newbies had never run a major company before. Driving changes, the growth of AI, and an unsettled world economy, suggests the Wall Street Journal. These are things indeed that are causing true change. These are things indeed that are causing the change. One, AI is changing all of our businesses. It's not a fad. It is a real game-changing difference for sure. No question about it. The growth of AI, it's changing the whole playbook of the entire world, just like the internet did back in the day. But AI is moving much faster because we're all more mature, more aware of it. And number two, the world economy. This is a different world we're living in, where alliances like never before are being shaken. Russia into Ukraine, the European-American alliance being kind of shaky in a different way. We have the crisis in the Middle East, which is a constant crisis and more. So that's a thought. I don't know. Things are changing for sure. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. And the thing here, the lesson learned for us, the one thing that we can't do, Alexandria can't go find a new CEO in this stage, in this season, what she's doing, it's her. I can't just go find a new CEO. I'm the CEO. It's my business. Ayanna can't just go find somebody to do the musical web. It's all built on her. So even though we can't find a new CEO, we can't find a new leader, we can definitely shift around team members and get coaches and consultants to help us. But how can we change? How can we do better? What changes do we need to make in ourselves to do things better and better and better? My name is Ramon, everybody. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Glad you're here today. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And that's a nugget. While big companies can change their CEOs at will when they want, and while we can't, we can still change and be a better leader. Welcome to a brand new edition of today's Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. Next up, Apple Video Podcast rollout changes, YouTube and Spotify. All right. Apple has announced plans to roll out new video podcasting capabilities to its dedicated podcast app. The new features due this spring include offline downloads, full screen viewing, and personalized content recommendations, as well as seamless switching between watching and listening to shows. The move puts the iPhone maker more in line with rivals Spotify, YouTube, and Netflix, who have all recently ramped up their podcast offerings. Roughly 37% of consumers aged 12 and older tune into video podcasts on a monthly basis. Listen, people want to look at people. People like live video. People want to look at people. So what is the nugget of the day? What Apple does is Apple's business, but it doesn't matter. But the big nugget of the day, if you're not leveraging the power of video, the power of podcasting, the power of producing content to grow your business, you are missing out. No question about it, you are missing out. So I encourage you today, consider, and if you're saying no to it and there's some other option, that's great. That's great if there's some other option. But I at least want you to consider it and say, hey, it's not for us, the aspect of content marketing, it's not for us, rather than just not doing it. Especially, it's very easy to hire somebody at relatively low cost compared to US rates and have them help you grow into doing that in your business. So Apple is getting into video. Nugget of the day, you may want to start leveraging the power of video for your business. Before we get to the flagship topic of the day, I want to bring this out. I saw this on CNBC. Ding, 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 ding. The founder of Airbnb, Adam Chelsea, I believe it is, could be wrong, something like that. Heard him on CNBC, and he said, we have different flywheels that can accelerate the business. I talked about the power of flywheels in Ramon Office Hours. two or three things that Airbnb's founder said, which are helping Airbnb, this billion-dollar valuation company, but that we can apply to Denny's life, to Alexandria's life, to Doris's life, to Ayanna's life, to Ramon's life. One, he said, we're just innovating. Airbnb said there's no major hooky-pooky stuff we're doing. Well, there probably is. But he said, we're innovating. We're constantly innovating. We rather disrupt ourselves before somebody else disrupts us. Innovation, innovation. I talk about that. I'm going to be talking about this on Thursday in Ramon office hours. Pushing the people who are in Ramon office hours. How are you innovating yourself? How are you innovating your business? We're going to dive into that. So Airbnb's founder said, all we're doing is innovating. How can we do better? What more can we do? How can we innovate? Number two, he did talk about the power of AI. Not in some, again, crazy black box way, people. AI, there's simple ways that you can be leveraging AI more and more to grow your business. It's not that hard. And he said AI is helping us. Customer service, customer support, managing our, 5 million hosts. AI is helping them do that. So innovation, leveraging the power of AI, and we want to disrupt ourselves before somebody else disrupts us. And the third thing he said was flywheels. We have different flywheels that we have that we're leveraging, that we're leaning into, that we can take our business to the next level. This is what he said. So interesting concept there. And from Adam, and I encourage you all to think in your own lives, personally, are you innovating yourself? What changes are you making? How are you doing things better? How are you doing things different? And then innovations in your business, whether you own a business or whether you're working for a business, either way it applies, the aspect of innovation, self-innovation is absolutely important. Put that in the chat. Self-innovation is absolutely important. We're going to get to the flagship topic of the day. And hey, Alexandria, or anybody here who's free, who has a question you want to ask me, I may test this live on the air right now. If anybody has my cell number and you want to call me right now or within the next few minutes, I may test this now. And if I don't have your cell, text me first because I won't know it's you. Text me or send it to me on WhatsApp. And then if you want to call me and we can test this right now on the air and see if, because I'll get your audio through here and see if we can get this thing to work. That could be interesting to test. And it may not be ready for you all now, but hey, somebody wants to test it with me, will be cool. So let me go to my flagship topic of the day today. Text me first. Don't call me now. And we'll get that ready right now. But I'm going to go to the flagship topic of the day first. This is from Guy Raz, 5 ways to build a great company. Ding, 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 ding. So Guy Raz, of how I built this, talked about how Taylor Guitars was birthed and built. Taylor Guitars is a company that was built in 1974. Ooh, Alexandria's calling now. Hey, Alexandria, good morning. Okay, let me see. I can't hear Alexandria. It could be me. Let me see. Check my wires. Hold on one second. Okay, Alexandria, are you talking? This is so cool. I love testing things. Why can't I hear? This is not good. Okay, I hope Alexandria's not on mute. Let me see. Alexandria?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear her a little bit. It could be on your side, Alexandria. We're testing this live. I love this. Let me raise the, Alexandria, keep talking. Do a countdown, Alexandria. Keep talking.
Okay, can you hear me
now?
now?
Now I hear you perfect, Alexandria. This is so amazing. Listen, there's a few second delay, not on your side. So in the chat, if you can hear Alexandria's voice, can you say Alex, put Alex in the chat. If you can hear Alexandria Nicole's voice of EYG Events, who's now joining me, as it were, as a co-host through audio. This is great, Alexandria. I am over the moon. We're going to give people some seconds because they can only hear what I'm saying, after 10 seconds. So let's give people a chance. But how you doing this morning, Alexandria?
I'm amazing. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good. And where you at? On the move in the office, sitting back in your easy chair, watching a movie? What you doing?
I actually just left the office. I'm pulling up to the house right now.
You are amazing. Thanks for being such a part of my day. So Darlene says that she can hear you. So Alexandria, I don't know if you have a question of the day or you just want to chat for a few minutes. I know you're just pulling up, so we'll test this. But first of all, Alexandria, who are you? What do? Share that with us and all the people who are hearing you live on the air. And then we'll take 2 or 3 more minutes. Maybe you have a question. Maybe you have a thought of something I shared. We'll see where you want to take it, and then I'll let you go. But I'm so happy that we got this to work today. Alexandra, first share with the people who you are.
Hey, everybody, I'm Alexandria Nicole. I am the founder and head researcher for Elevate Your Growth. And what we are is we are a relational ecosystem where we create intentional spaces to bring leaders together. And we are so happy, ecstatic to be a global community of leaders and thought leaders and amazing people such as Ramon. Honored to be here, my friend.
Oh, thank you, Alexandra, for being here. I appreciate that. Up, I got you in lower thirds. You know, like the big boys and girls do, like on CNN. I got on air now on the screen. So, Alexandria, where do you want to take this? You've heard about some of the things I said today. I talked about how Airbnb's founder, how he talked about the power of innovation. He talked about AI, and yes, Airbnb is this big billion-dollar company, but I talked about how there's lessons we can learn from them. I talked about that. I talked about how Apple is getting into videos and more, and that's something, a lesson we can learn. Apple sees the
Right.
competition from Spotify, from Netflix, from YouTube, and they're getting on that. My lesson to us all was, hey, we should be in video, even if it's not video, leveraging the power of content. And then I was just going to step into how this Taylor Guitars company, 1974 company, Alexandria, it's still in existence from a few things that Guy Raz said. So take this where you want it. Could be something totally different, but the mic is yours, Alexandria Nicole of Elevate Your Growth. Talk to the people. Talk to me. What's up?
Sure, there's plenty of ways to take that. First off, the self-innovation piece. We have to constantly be looking at the way that we're serving the people that we're speaking to and not be afraid to pivot. It's important for us to constantly evaluate our businesses and ourselves and how we're showing up in that. So I think that that's very important for us to self-innovate. And like they said at Airbnb, they need to disrupt themselves before they're disrupted in the market by a competitor. So that's very important. And the second part is content is so important. As consumers now, we're purchasing in a different way, and video is the highest form of trust. And what you're doing, Ramon, live video is the absolute ceiling on trust because if something goes wrong, if something needs to change, you are exposing people to flaws in real time, but we also are aware that perfection doesn't actually exist. So we love that human element in terms of branding and video. So everyone that hears my voice, it's important that you get comfortable in front of the camera and you showcase how you serve and be willing to add value, such as Ramon does every day if possible, even with your copy, your content. If you're doing written, adding value is important, but video is definitely the highest form of trusting, building trust with our audience for sure.
Alexandria, we can never go back. I mean, whether it's you calling in or somebody else, like, Alexandria, can you believe it? The Rundown with Ramon had its first live caller, but it wasn't just anybody. You know, like how President Trump, Barack Obama, take your pick, people. Let's not get political. President Trump is the president today, but you know how he calls in like the show, Ellen
Yeah.
DeGeneres, whoever's doing the show, and like, oh my God, who's the guy on Sinners? You know, like whatever that big star is called in. That's how I feel
Yeah.
today.
And this is impromptu, you guys. This was not planned.
And it shows friendship too. Alexandria has my number. People I
Yeah.
don't play. People you trust. You should be having people's number and save it. So, Alexandria, I know you just pulled up, so I'm going to
Yeah.
assume, let me let you go. But thank you for trusting me and playing along, not playing along, being a part of the show. And
Yes.
I had just emailed Alexandria yesterday about doing some things. She just called in
Mhm.
today. So if you're liking this segment, everybody, if you're liking Alexandria, put in the chat, DM me, let me know so I can know if we should do this on a regular basis. Alexandria, be
Well,
blessed.
I've got my question of the day for you too,
Okay,
Ramon. You
I
ready?
just was respecting your time. Bring it. Let's go.
So, what knowledge only exists in your head that you can share with us today?
Wow, that's the deepest question that you said ever. And by the way, Denny Russ says, "I love this." Doris, this is great. Ramon, Doris is saying hello. Alexandria,
Hi.
Darlene asked a question as well. What knowledge exists in my head, only in my head, that I can share with you all today? Here's what I can share, Alexandria. Wow, and I always have an answer. I just thought of this, Alexandria, today, and at first it horrified me. It horrified me. But then I realized maybe this is just how the human existence is, Alexandria. My wife is away, okay? My wife is away, and y'all who are married or who have, long-term relationships, you understand what I'm saying. And let me know, Alexandria, as a woman, if you understand what I'm saying before I go on in a minute here. So
Sure.
I'm gonna tell you something, Alexandria. You have to promise not to think I'm nasty, okay? Don't like defriend me, okay? But my lady is not here. My lady is not in the house. So you got to give me some grace, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you promise.
I promise.
Don't block me, Alexandria. Doris, Danny, don't block me, y'all. Don't think Ramon's too nasty.
Oh, the
So
anticipation's killing me, Ramon.
so here, and I'm a guy. I'm a dude, Alexandria. I'm just me. I'm a caveman when I'm by myself. You know what I'm saying? So my lady's not here. Different rules go. So like I didn't get in the shower. I just like slept on the couch, put a blanket over my head, and I slept. Y'all guys may know I did what I wanted. Now the heat's where I wanted, the air's where I wanted, the house is how I wanted, and so I didn't get in the shower. I just slept on the couch for the past 2 days.
Well, the system has pivoted. You've got, you have your systems in place with her. You've got your routine. She's
Yes.
associated with that. So you just got crazy. You just slept on the couch for one
Yes.
night.
So I'm okay. So I'm okay, Alexandria. I'm okay. I'm good.
You're good.
Okay,
yes,
good.
No
So I got
judgment. We don't judge.
Okay,
we
good.
don't judge.
Some move on. So some people be like, "Oh, Ramon, you grow." So let me move on. So here's the thing: is that I woke up this morning though, and I thought, Alexandria, what would I do if I didn't have this to do? And it kind of depressed me. I'm like, is that if I didn't go live, if I didn't have Zone of Geniuses, I wasn't an entrepreneur, if I didn't know Alexandria and Denny, and I wasn't doing what I do, the work that we do, I was like, what would I do? Would I just sit at home? But then I realized, no, maybe this is how God wants the world. That little boy grows up and becomes a nurse. Little girl grows up and becomes a policewoman. A little boy grows up and becomes a lawyer. And this is what makes the world go round in a good way. These civil norms that we have, that hopefully people who aren't in war, they wake up in a refugee camp in desperation, survival mode, but that in a civil society of peace, that you wake up with roles in life. So then I thought, Alexandria, maybe it's not bad. But that's what I thought about today, is that if I wasn't doing this, how terrible my life would be. But then I thought, no, maybe this is how life should be. So Alexandria, what are your thoughts on that of kind of what I went through in about 7 seconds?
My thoughts are, sometimes it's okay to just relax and just allow yourself to be Ramon. And that's exactly what it was. You did what you wanted to do without taking into consideration the feelings of another person, which is what I do every day from, that 4:30 window up until 7. I'm just Alexandria at my office. I'm doing my internal work. I'm getting my baseline. I'm having my conversations with God. So it's okay to live outside of the expectations of other people and just do what you want to do from time to time. I get it.
I love that. Okay, got it. So no, but I guess the deeper issue, I guess the going forward, is that doing this every day. I guess what I meant, if Alexandria didn't have Elevate Your Growth, Ramon didn't have this, like, is this what retirement looks like? My secondary was that when people retire, that's why it's so hard, because then what do they do with life? That's what I was leaning into. Like, then what do you do? So talk on that too. That's what I meant.
I think it's less about action. I think it's more about purpose. So I think even if you were to retire from everything that it is that you're doing, I think you being the person that you are as a servant leader, you would just pivot and find another way to be purposeful and be impactful. So I don't think that dies in us just because the title is set down or just because we step away from the stage. I think it just changes, especially if we're purposeful, intentional people like we are.
I love that. Last question, Alexandria. You got time for one more question?
I got time.
Okay. What are you doing? What is your daily? What are you doing? What are you doing in the morning? What?
Okay.
I heard something, but I think I heard wrong. I probably heard wrong. Tell me what your morning schedule is like.
Yeah, so my alarm goes off at 4:30.
Okay.
I get up, I get ready for the day. I leave the house, I go to my office. And in that time, I hop on Clubhouse. I have my conversations, my peer community that I chime into and I received impact and value from. And then I journal. I have my Bible time. I exercise on my treadmill in my office. And I just have that time, like I said, released from any other expectations and getting grounded with who I am and my purpose so that I can show up as the best mom and wife and leader as possible. I have to have that time.
Wow. And then what's the rest of your now? And if you don't mind, I want to get too personal, but then when is mom time, wife time? And then when do you build your business? Then you come back kind of do some mom, wife stuff and then start the day at like 10 or something like that. Is that just clarify that?
So back to the house, like right now, I'm
Okay.
gonna go in here. I'm gonna wake my husband up. I'm
Got
gonna
it.
wake my kids up.
Yep.
I homeschool. I'm not sure if you knew this, Ramon. I homeschool my daughters in between everything else that I'm building with Elevate.
Okay.
So I homeschool my girls.
Got
So
it.
from 8 to 2, I'm in mom mode,
Got it.
and then after 2 o'clock for the rest of the day, as long as I have the mental capacity to do so, I'm working on my business and working in my
I
business.
love
So yeah,
this.
that's how my day goes.
Everybody, Alexandria Nicole, elevate your growth. Go there now, EYGevents.com. You won't be sorry, Alexandria. Be blessed. Thank you for calling in on the Rundown with Ramon show. I know I keep saying Alexandria's waiting. We got to get like a box or a bag or a cheap cup, pen, something, piece of toilet paper with the Rundown with Ramon and hand it to people like Alexandria. So thank you, Alexandria Nicole. I
My
appreciate you,
pleasure.
Queen.
Thank you, my love. Have a blessed day,
You
and
too.
thank you,
Bye
everybody.
bye.
Bye bye.
Everybody, that was the amazing Alexandria Nicole. First time call in show that we've had, and I'm loving it. Woo, that was good. Seems like you all are loving it too. Wow, wow, wow. Denny says this. You're still getting to into our people. It'll be just a different group. You know, you're right, Denny. If I didn't have this I was doing, I'd probably still be doing something impactful. I'd be teaching a child, building up a volunteer system to clean the roads. You're right, Denny. Something. Darlene gives me grace and says you should still be yourself. Denny's saying, I love this. Doris is saying, this is great, Ramon. So, hey, I love this. We had our first call-in segment today. That was amazing. Let me dive into this flagship topic of the day today. The 2 days a lesson that built Taylor Guitars. 5 lessons from building Taylor Guitars, this company that was started in 1974 for $3,700 and that is still going today. They made millions of guitar, selling them everywhere, revenue well into the 9 figures. Here's the 5 things they say. Build the things people can feel, not the thing you can explain. The goal is not speed. The goal is finished. 2 days a day is the real compounding advantage. The best co-founder skill is agreement that leads to motion. Treat the early grind as tuition, not failure. Let me roll this back and dive into this a bit more. Build the things people can feel, not the thing you can explain. I get explaining how it works, but what works better than explaining is like opening up an Apple product. People feel it. There's an emotional connectivity with it. Number 2, the goal is not speed. The goal is finished. The goal is not speed. The goal is finished. It's not how fast you go. It's like, did you finish it? Did you take things to the next level? 2 days a day is the real compounding advantage. First day was building guitars. The second day was building tools to make tomorrow's guitar easier. And it goes on and on and on, kind of like flywheel. He refused to accept that work had to feel like Groundhog Day. He refused. The best co-founder skill is agreement that leads to motion. The best co-founder skill is agreement that leads to motion. Treat the early grind as tuition, not failure. The early grind, the early things you're doing is your price of entry into learning how to do it better and better, to figure out what works, and then it becomes a system of success. Treat the early grind as tuition, not failure. Marla is here. Marla, what's up? Love your voice on Clubhouse, and glad you're here today, Marla. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Taylor Guitars was built, started in 1974. They've sold millions of guitars. They started somewhere. And I never want you to forget those things as we're building our business. Build something that's an experience, that people feel it. This is what I'm doing with Genius Talks. You can go to geniustalksevents.com, geniustalksevents.com, and sign up. It's a feeling. It's not about how fast you're doing it. It's about, are you doing it? The goal is finished. 2 days a day, every day. It's not Groundhog Day. It's about building, building, building consistently over time. The best co-founder skill is agreement that leads to motion. You have partners. You have different people, have different things, and you agree and come together and have forward motion. And last but not least, treat the early grind as tuition, not failure. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. I am so glad you're here today. Thank you for being a part of the Rundown with Ramon. Props to Alexandria Nicole for calling in. And I want to remind you all, this episode brought to you by Bit Defender. You go home at night, what do? You lock the door of your house. Click, click. You park your car. What do? Boop, boop. You lock your car door. This is what you do. Is your small business secure? Is your business secure? I encourage you today, go to bitdefender.com/Ramon, bitdefender.com/Ramon. If you want to say thank you for this episode, go there right now. Just click on the link and go there, bitdefender.com/Ramon, and make sure your business is secure. Malware is real. Cyber criminals are real. Ransomware is real. Phishing is real. Hacking is real. These things are real. And if you want to make sure your business is secure, go to bitdefender.com/Ramon, bitdefender.com/Ramon, and make sure your business is secure. Many of you have said, Ramon, I want you to coach me. I want you to help me. I want you to help me grow my business. Be like Malika Starr and others. And check out Ramon Office Hours. You won't be disappointed, where I pour into you and help you take your business to the next level in Ramon Office Hours. RamonOfficeHours.com, RamonOfficeHours.com. Be the change. Get the mentorship, get the coaching you need to take your business to the next level in Ramon Office Hours. Join us today, Ramon Office Hours. You will not be disappointed. Thanks for being here. I'm Ramon Ray. This is the